Hey Steve, this is Dan Brown. It was great talking with you and Mark on Friday. Wanted to provide a short video for you describing I'm confident that we can increase your business for you. Let's start with the search. So if you look on the screen, this is a search for towing near me. That's one of the most common searches when people are needing a tow service. This is specifically for Spring Hill, Florida, and you can see Spring Hill Towing, number one, that's a client of ours. Extreme Towing and Recovery, number two. Tire Depot, number three. And then if you click more places, which unfortunately most people don't, and you scroll down through here, you'll find that you are listed. I keep going, you're down here quite a ways. There you are, just about at the bottom. Even though you have a location in Spring Hill, your Google My Business page is not ranking well. Just to go over search results, you probably know this, but typically if there are people paying AdWords, paying Google, they would show up here at the top. Then what shows up in most searches is what we call the map pack. It's this map, and then there are 3 listings below. And below that is what we call the organic listings. These come from websites, Yelp, Facebook, a lot of different things. This is a site that goes to our tow company as well. So you can see we're number one in the maps, number one in the organic. Here's why it's so important to be in those spots. This is a call tracking service that we use, and this is for that same company, Spring Hill Towing. And over the last 30 days, you see the dates here, 4/28 to 5/28, 343 calls. That's the power of being in these spots and why it's so important to be there. We could do this search. You guys do show up. If I do this search, you have another location, I noticed, down in Land of Lakes. And if I do this search for Land of Lakes, you do show up both 1 and 3 here. So I can go into a lot of reasons of why both of your sites show up down here, but rather than belaboring the point, you probably get a lot more towing calls in the Land O'Lakes area than you do in Spring Hill, for the reason that you are showing up in the map pack here and you're not in Spring Hill. Let's take a look. When I talked with Mark, he said you guys have 200 trucks, and a lot of them are down in Tampa. If we do the same search for Tampa, so here you see there are some people who are paying Google to show up here. And it can be a good strategy. We think it's an even better strategy to show up here in the map pack. Again, even though you guys are close and you may have a lot more trucks than some of these other people, you're not in the top 3. And if we click more places, it's shocking to see how many different towing companies there are. You're probably well aware of it. I just keep going down and down and down, and there's over 10 pages of them, so over 200 showing up. And unfortunately, you're missing out on all of those calls. Let me show you how that compares. So I showed you that we got 343 calls in the last 30 days. This is a tool that Google makes available. You can check and see. It's called Google AdWords Keyword Planner. And what you can do is you can see how many people are searching for a certain phrase in a certain area. So this is how many people search for phrases exactly like or similar to towing near me in the Spring Hill, Florida area. And these are the results per month. So April, the last month that searches, the statistics are available for, there were 980 searches done. You can see how important it is to be where we are in the map pack. Of 980 people searching, we generated 343 calls. 1,160 searches in March, and you can see how that translates through the year. This shows you what people are paying to show up in the Spring Hill area for towing near me in the AdWords. The pieces that we showed up here, if we were to search Tampa, you'd see they'll be paying more down there. Let me show you how powerful this is. If I do a search for this, not in Spring Hill, but if I look in Tampa, you're going to see the numbers change dramatically. So out of 980 searches, we generated 343 calls. In Tampa, there were 5,820 searches. So we got roughly 30% of the search volume turned into calls for the company we work with. If we got 30% of that nearly 6,000 calls, that'd be a couple thousand calls a month. How would that make a difference in your business? There's a whole lot that goes into making sure that you are showing up in this map pack. Those are things that we have gotten very good at in working with a number of different industries here locally, and specifically the one towing company that we do. You do have the 2 listings. You have the one in Land O'Lakes. You certainly could optimize this listing more effectively. And one of the challenges that you have, you're probably aware of this, is your Google reviews. You're at 2.8. People pay a lot of attention to reviews, and we have strategies to help you get those review numbers up so that when people do find you in the map pack, your business that they're calling instead of somebody else. Similarly, for your listing in Spring Hill, you got 16 reviews, you got a 3.4 star rating. If you come back to, let me do this search here for Spring Hill, and the company that we work, you'll see they've got 28 reviews. They've got a 4.9 star. So if you look at here, you've got 28 reviews with a 4.9. You've got Extreme 9 reviews with a 3.2, and Tire Depot 3 reviews with 3.7. Which of those 3 are you going to be most likely to call if you're out on the road and you're broken down and you just pulled these up on your phone? You see why we get so many calls. Those are the kinds of strategies that we would work with you. The other thing we would do is, instead of you just having these 2, we would work with you to see where are your trucks actually based, where are the locations that you want to be having people find you for, and where are the most searches being done. And then we would help develop additional Google My Business listings for you in those locations so that we're getting you ranked high in the map pack so that you are getting these kinds of calls as opposed to them going to your competitors as they are right now. That's a brief overview. I could go into a lot more detail, but just wanted to get you a sense of what we do, a little bit of how we do it. You are a prime candidate for us to be able to take your business and really explode things in terms of the number of calls you're getting, because people will be finding you much better. I'll send this to you, and I'll give you a follow-up call, and we can talk about questions that you have and what next steps might be. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Talk to you soon.